I want you to know that the separation has become too obvious, and a lot of you guys are noticing it. Your kids, your children are noticing it as well. And I guess the most important thing that I can advise you to keep up with is keeping up with your healthy ways of living. I know that it's expensive to afford such food, right? But one thing you have to be aware of is that you don't really need it. One of the best way for you to remain healthy is by abstaining from food, abstaining from any electronic devices that has a way to affect you or your energy, right? I'm still saying to people, walk with your barefoot. Please walk with your barefoot. Walk with your barefoot, especially if you usually have sicknesses, random sicknesses that are not natural, right? Walk with your barefoot and you'll be able to overcome so many things by just walking with your barefoot. That is medicinal. It is medicine. I've been saying this so many times, and I'm glad for people who listen to me. But sometimes I feel like it takes some very influential figure for them to start walking with their barefoot so that everybody can follow, right? It doesn't have to be like that. You're experiencing different timelines. I said it before that you're getting tested, and don't let anything worry you. What's happening in the world, stop paying attention to that, please. Everything that's outside of you, to be honest with you, does not have a major impact. The only time it does that is when you focus, you put your attention to it, right? You need to put your attention inward and focus on what's happening. Forget about, I'm not saying be ignorant, forget about the wars that are happening, because most of it, at least 95% of it, is man-made. It is designed to distract you, right? Remember that you're living every day, you're surrounded by agents. Like your partner is an agent. Your parents might be an agents as well. Your siblings, right? You're all alone at home. You're the one who's able to see through these things. Every time you're trying to make them see, they make you look like you're crazy. Who does that? Who does this? Like, who does that the best? It's the system, right? The system loves doing that to make people look like they are crazy. Don't be carried away with what's happening. That's what they want, you know. You have to remember that you're a divine energy being, a divine person, and this should remind you for you to look into what is it that you consume, you bring inside of your system. If they can't get to you the way they have designed it to be, so they're using food. And I'm not going to say you should be scared of anything, but I'm saying abstaining, hear me, abstaining from food. Even if you can't afford, listen, even if you can't afford healthy diet, just abstain from food. 2 days, 3 days without eating anything, or eat once a day. I'm not saying starve yourself, right? Don't misquote me. I'm not saying starve yourself. I'm saying there is an opportunity for you to activate your energy body, and the portals are opening for you, right? And know this for a fact that when you start to be in a meditative state, you start to be conscious, you affect the whole entire atmosphere of Mother Nature, and that energy goes back to you. You build yourself, automatically you are building the whole entire planet. I told you this other day that if you're in your community, when you start to meditate, your whole energy does impact everybody. I'm telling you, it sounds far-fetched, but it's the truth, right? And they just want to keep you distracted. Like, stop getting fascinated about new information. All the information you think it's new is old. This is everything is repeating itself. You know, my brother said to me the other day, he said to me, bro, don't you feel like you're reliving this life? You know, I was really amazed. Well, I do teach my brother some tactics and meditation and all of that, but I was amazed the fact that he picked it up, and it worried him. I'm telling you, he was worried. Then I explained to him what's going on, right? But he was really, really worried. And I told him what's happening. He was not even surprised. It's like he felt it. That's why I told you that your kids, they can feel these things, but parents are not actually picking it up. And I'm not going to blame them, because you have been put in a system whereby you have to work. First of all, you have to work a 9-to-5 job. And remember, the aim is to keep you under employment, so to the point that you don't even get outside and get fresh air. You only are inhabiting toxins in the environment. You don't have time for you to go out and even sun gaze, right? So I don't blame parents that they are made subconsciously for them to not pay attention to what's really going on. But kids have the most time to do that, because they're not carried away with what they have to do in terms of having to stress about the bills and all of that. Parents, that's for parents, and they've designed the system to make sure that parents are programmed in such a way. And then when time goes on now, they're also going to program their children the same. So I was amazed that my brother picked it up, and he was very worried about it. And I explained it to him what's happening. It's the timelines, and he's feeling it. And the timeline that he is experiencing it was just around the corner, repeating itself. Because you and I can be in the same path or in the same room, but that doesn't mean that we're in the same dimension or timeline. And so many people, it's difficult for them to understand this, right? And it's very simple. Just because that's what I told so many people. I'm not in the 5th dimension, I'm telling you, right? But I'll never say, because I don't think it's important. And a lot of people usually pick it up that I'm not here. That's why I'm not scared of anything. Nothing can ever hold me down like that. I am able to. And I've lived this life so many times, it's boring now. And me coming down here, I said it to myself that it's the last time. I'm never coming down here, But I just use my experience. I know how these people do things. I know them from the under the world, the interterrestrial world, the higher planes and dimensions. I know how they deal with this. It's like I told you that reptilians have never touched the surface of this planet ever. They're just fooling everybody. They're using high advanced technology that has never been here in this world before, ever. They're in control of that, right? They're in control of that. So okay, let me get back to the topic, to what I was saying. Please connect with yourself and align. Listen, you don't have to force yourself to meditate. 5 minutes is good enough. Don't feel stressed. Don't listen to other people. I know that I used to say that, right? But I'm over that. When I came back from my transition, having to be with the gods, in the higher planes, I had to do things differently now. So don't feel under pressure, and don't even try to be like me or anybody else. Don't do that. Be you. Every information there is to know about is inside of you. But having to progress in your self-building up and spiritually connecting with nature and yourself, you'll get to it. But the information is not that important. The only thing that's important is for you to align and work with Mother Nature. And for you to get this message is look into the nature and go to the forest, be with the waters, be in the mountains, look at the mountains. There's always messages there, be with animals. See the dogs that are barking right now, they're communicating, right, with each other. We should learn what the dogs are saying to each other, you see, because animals will find a way to even warn you. But how will animals even warn you if you guys are not even actually consciously aware? Do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. Let's stop entertaining things that don't actually build us up consciously. You have to train your subconscious mind to teach you the things you have to be aware of right now. So always keep this in mind.